Hey, welcome to Real Meal Revolution. My name is Jonno Proudfoot, founder and CEO of Real Meal Revolution and co-author of the Real Meal Revolution cookbook that brought you the Banting diet back in 2013. Welcome to the Real Meal Revolution membership, the Power membership. Right now I'm going to give you a tour to the web app, which is where all of the features and benefits of the Power membership live. So I'm going to share my screen with you. You should have exactly the same screen in front of you at this point. So the dashboard is quite overwhelming if you're not used to it. So I'm going to start you off on the resources page, and I'm going to take you through each of these tabs just to give you a brief run through of what they're all about. And then I'm going to explain how we bring it all together in this Real Meal Revolution rhythm. Okay, so the very first page is the resources page. You won't have my program, so just ignore that. And the first thing you'll see is there's 3 buttons on top. Now, if you click on these buttons, they will take you to a registration page where you can register for the live workshops that we offer first thing on Friday. So there's a 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 1 p.m. workshop. So just click on those, make sure you're registered. We really want to see you. And they're super cool workshops run by myself and 2 other experts that we have on the team. Then the next tab you'll see is the meal plans tab, which I've already opened over here. Now, as you signed up, you would have filled in a health survey, and that health survey was designed to calculate your ideal macros. And so you will see your macros over here in the top right hand corner, and the top 4 meal plans on this screen will be auto scaled to suit your macros. Okay, but once you get bored of those and you get the hang of how much protein and carbohydrate you need to be eating on a daily basis and fat, you can scroll down here and there's a whole bunch of other keto menus, mostly prepared by other members, which have got super cool ideas, lots of different formats, fasting, not fasting, medium carb, super keto, and a large variety of different recipes. So go crazy on the meal plans. My only point on the meal plans is don't stick to them 100%. If you are full, never eat if you're not hungry, but you'll learn much more about the diet when you join the dietitian workshops. The next tab is the recipes tab. So there are a few filters here to make searching easier, but in general, if you're looking for a specific ingredient like lamb dishes or chicken dishes, just type it into the top and push search, and all of the recipes will come up. And remember, there are more than 600 recipes in here from all of the Real Meal Revolution cookbooks. This is a super cool feature, and you can add these recipes to a shopping list. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. So please make sure you keep yourself inspired and energized to eat all of these recipes. The next tab is Real Meal TV. So some of the recipes you'll see have got little like YouTube play icons on them, and that means that the recipe has a video of me cooking the recipe in it. And so what you see on this page is just all of those videos pooled into one page. So if you're ever bored and you need inspiration, come sit here, watch a few videos, and see how I cook the dishes, and you might learn an extra trick or 2. And obviously the most important thing is the food lists. So click on the food list tab. You can get them in A4, which I highly recommend you fold up and keep in your car. And then you get these 2 A4 sheets, which you can stick together to make an A3, which I think you should stick on your fridge or the bathroom door, hand it out to your friends, send it everywhere you can. So that's the first part of the site. Now, the second part of the site, there are all these tabs down the side. But before I go into that, I want to explain how the process works. So I'm just going to make myself full screen here. I've lost my icon. Where am I? No? Oh, there we go. Okay, so if you've taken supplements or you've been on a fat burners routine or a health shake routine, you would have been through this process where you start the day and you have your shake, and then you go out into the day. And what often happens when people do that is they do end up losing weight even if the shake isn't actually useful. Okay, and the reason is because you've actually primed yourself in the morning to be on this program. And so I've had my health shake, I'm going to go out and I'm going to be healthier or eat less or exercise willpower. And so what we want to do, we don't really believe in shakes and all these fancy supplements, apart from like magnesium and vitamin D3 that obviously we think you need, well, in most cases. And so we wanted to create a format where you could prime yourself every day to be on a program, but without actually like adding extra stuff into your body that you don't need. So we know there are a whole lot of things that people need to measure when they're on a keto diet. You need to measure your abdominal circumference, which is much more important than measuring your kilograms. So if you're not losing weight, check your abdominal circumference, because you'll find you are actually getting thinner even though your weight seems to have plateaued. You do need to measure your weight. You need to track your meals to make sure that you're sticking on track with your macros, getting variety. And if you are not losing weight, or you want to troubleshoot, or you're just trying to keep an eye, you need to track your ketones. Now, ketones are a secondary measure, but it is important to track your ketones if you are not losing weight, and that'll tell you whether or not the diet is working. And then one thing that no one ever includes in diet or eating programs is a day of reflection and a day of goal setting. So on Fridays, we do Future Friday, which is the day that we start our week. So our whole cycle at Real Meal Revolution starts on a Friday. That's when we have our workshops. That's when we encourage people to print their meal plans, so they've got the whole weekend to mentally prepare. Well, and go into the weekend strong, but mentally prepare, do the shopping and plan so that the next week is successful, rather than starting late on a Sunday night and going into Monday, with the terror. So what we've done is we've taken all the stuff that people wanted to measure and do, and instead of giving you like 3 hours on one day to do it, we've split it up. So Monday at Real Meal Revolution is midsection Monday. So that's when we want you to measure your midsection. On Tuesday, we want you to track your meals. So Tracker Tuesday is what we celebrate on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we do Weigh-In Wednesday. And on Thursday, we do Ketone Thursday. Now, Ketone Thursday doesn't rhyme very nicely, but that is the other thing that you can measure, and that's the day we recommend measuring it on. And so how this program works is you stick to the dashboard, you stay on the web app, you enjoy your membership, and we email you every morning of the week to remind you, today is midsection Monday, tomorrow, and then today is Tracker Tuesday, today is Weigh-In Wednesday. So you don't have to worry about all the different things. We'll email you and remind you, and then we encourage you to measure them, share them with your friends if they're great, share them with your friends if they're not great, and ask for help. The reason I'm telling you that is because it's going to give context to the way we've designed the dashboard. Okay, so what you'll see is on the left of the screen, you will see we've got a journal, and we've got a meal tracker, and then we've got the measurements page. Okay, so the meal tracker, well, let's go to the measurements page first. So measurements happen on midsection Monday and Weigh-In Wednesday. And so what you'll see is we've got an abdominal circumference graph. By the way, your medical aid will care more about your abdominal circumference than your weight, because it's a more accurate indicator of your disease risk. Okay, so abdominal circumference. So when you get your email, you log into the platform and you just click here and you add in what your measurement is, and then carry on with your life. And what you'll get is a little graph that shows you what your progress is like. The same goes for weight. On Thursday, track your ketones. And then if you are a diabetic, or you're managing your sugar, or you have high blood pressure, please track them in here so that you can see your progress while you're on the program. And so this is the measurements table. Super useful, and your data, you can keep it forever, and if you do cancel, we will send it to you if you ask us to, and we'll delete it if you ask us to as well. So next is the meal tracker. Now you can use Fat Secret if you'd like. There are many other meal trackers you might be tracking already. We built this one. It uses the USDA database, but the one benefit of this one is that it's got all of the recipes from Real Meal Revolution in it. And so I'm just going to give you an example of how to track. So breakfast, you can choose which meal you're tracking. You can type in which recipe. So eggs baconaise is one recipe that I've done, and you just say how many portions. So 1 portion, and you track it. And then what will happen is this graph will populate, and you will see how many macros you've got. So over here, it tells you what your target macros are. So 50 grams of carbs, 80 grams of protein, 103 grams of fat, and then 2,300 calories. So this is obviously for I think like a tall male who does lots of exercise. You probably won't have that many calories. And then what it tells you over here is how much I'm on today. So yours is what you're up to. So eggs baconaise had 216 grams of fat, 51 grams of protein, and 15 grams of carbs. And then what you can see on the other side is how many grams I've got left. So I've got negative. I basically shouldn't eat anything until tomorrow. Oh. So when you're done tracking, there is this cool thing where you can create a food combo, and there is a video that'll show you how to create a food combo. But just so you know, that's what the food combo page looks like. Then when it comes to Future Friday, what we recommend you do is write yourself a journal entry. So just think back over the week. How have my energy levels been? How have my emotions been? Have I felt full? And then just write down what didn't work, what did work, and one thing that you will do differently in the journal, and just keep a record of that. And if you want, you can download your journal entries and keep them forever. So now that you understand how the meal plans and recipes work, you understand what the rhythm is. So we call that the rhythm, which is this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday email cycle. Then you will understand what the dashboard is there for. So when you select a meal plan, you can add it to your dashboard, and then you can see on your dashboard, this dashboard, by the way, is over here. You can then see what your meals are supposed to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. You can see what your meal tracking looks like for the day. Down the right here, you can track your measurements. So the main 3 measurements, ketones, weight, and abdominal circumference, are on the dashboard. And so if you're just maintaining and you've selected a meal plan and you don't want to go and look for anything else, everything you need is here on the dashboard. And there's one more thing. So this is your meal plan. So this is what you have to eat next for breakfast, lunch, supper, and drinks, and then some extra snacks. But if you want to know what the recipes look like and you don't want to go and search for them, you just click over here on the recipes tab. And there you'll see all of the recipes for the day are there. And that is how the web app works. The final thing that you can do is click over here on the print meal plan and shopping list, and it'll print you a PDF that is editable, so you can change it as you go, with your recipes, meal plans, and the shopping list all on one PDF. So that is how the web app works. You now know how to register for a Zoom meeting, you know how to follow a meal plan, you know how to track your meals, you know how to track your measurements, you know now how to drive yourself through this transformational journey. So thank you again for joining us. If you ever get stuck, please email support@realmealrevolution.com. Our support team is there to help you. And if you're ever interested in upgrading to any of our other programs for additional support, you can also mail support@realmealrevolution.com, or just click on those buttons in the resources section, and they will give you more information. So thanks again, and enjoy.